Happy New Year. Welcome. My name is Barb Pitcock, and today is going to be such a fun day. We are going to do an activity together, and to kick off the new year, I'm going to help you with something that I do every single year. My kids do it. I make my grandkids do it. I had my nephews last year on New Year's. We did it together. It's a very important activity, and I think a lot of people overlook how important it is, but it's very important. So today I'm going to help you understand how your vision board is not just a list of all the things that you wish for. It's actually scientifically proven to activate something in your brain called RAS. RAS. It's your reticular activator system. And so how many of us kick off the new year and we have all these goals and dreams and we want them and we're dreaming of them and we wish that we could have them? But how many of you ended the year and you didn't quite have everything that you wanted? How many of you ended the year and you were like, dang, I'm glad to be done with 2025? Or how many of you ended the year and said, I absolutely crushed that thing? So what I want to do is help you to understand how taking what's in your heart and in your mind and visualizing it on a daily basis will actually co-create the life of your dreams, because every thought is a prayer and every prayer is answered. And it's not the picture that you put on the dream board. Some people will say, oh, I made a list. Yesterday, my niece was here with her boyfriend, Easton. He was like, I know what I want. I have it all in my head. And that was me. In 1996, that was me. I knew what I wanted. I had it in my head. I had somewhat written it down, but I had never done some corny dream board, right? Well, let me tell you, every year for 30 years of being married to my husband, we have created a dream board. And every year, what we put on the vision board, we have co-created. Now, sometimes it doesn't come right on time. Sometimes you have to have delayed gratification and you have to wait for it. Good morning. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Kelly. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Amy. So what I want you to do real quick, while you have this on your live stream, if you have another device that you can grab it. If you're close to a printer, get ready. If you have a notebook or a journal, you're going to need it, because today I'm going to share with you 5 steps to creating a vision board that will actually work. So grab yourself some scissors, make sure that you're near a printer. I'm going to share some of the things that I've done. In fact, we're so crazy about this. You can see back here on the floor, my daughter Brooklyn and my husband Dave built me a wooden dream board at Christmas that actually has a little clips. So you can go push on the metal clip and take it off. And what do you know? Last year's dream board, the year before, this year, I actually purchased that diesel pusher so that I could live the life of my dreams and see the things that I want to see and travel the world in an RV in my spare time. Now, right now, there's not a lot of spare time, right? Because I have definiteness of purpose. I know what I want. I'm going for what I want, and nothing is getting in my way. I'm definitely not on a vacation. But I can see it. I can see it happening. And when I hold that thought and I create emotion with that, it puts my dreams in motion. So I have a lot of things on my dream board that I'm going to share with you. This past year, I also dreamed of a corporate cruise. I said, I've been on a cruise almost every year with my kids, and they took friends. Now, this particular cruise is Alaska. I would love to go there with my husband in the summer. But when I put up the cruise ship, I could see myself with family, with friends on a cruise. And next month, we are taking free cruise for 315 people that we have been working with over the past year. Can you imagine? We're in business together. We're friends. We set a goal and we take 300 of your friends on a cruise. Well, you can do and be and have anything you dream of. The problem is most people don't do. Most people don't become a different version of themselves. And most people don't have because they just won't do the work. So In an hour, I'm going to be kicking off our company training. And it's very important that you start your year with intention. This particular training, I'm only doing the vision board, but I want you to think of a word. I want you to think of describing your life in the visual way that you see it. Are you free? Are you abundant? Are you healthy? Are you happy? Are you loved? What is your word? Last year, my word was simplify. I wanted to simplify systems so that I could multiply. And oh my gosh, we multiplied. We doubled our entire company. Simplifying meant cutting off the fat, feeding my focus, starving my distractions. So my entire board was centered around not just me, but other people, things that I wanted to do. I also had a pergola on the board. And the pergola was an attachment over the patio so that if the kids or the grandkids came, I'm a redhead. I don't love the sun or the pool. I love the lake, but not in the summer, right? I wanted shade. I wanted a place to entertain. Isn't it funny that everything on my board has to do with other people? Because I want that feeling. It's not that I want the mansion. It's not that I want the pergola. It's not that I want the vacation. It's not that I want the motorhome. I want the feeling that I'm able to entertain, inspire, make impact, make memories, create and co-create a legacy. So you need to have your own mission statement. Like, what do you stand for? Notice there wasn't a 5-carat ring. Notice there wasn't a Rolex. Notice there wasn't a fur coat. Like, there were times in my life where those were all things I wanted. Those are material things that made me feel a certain way. At my age, I'm in a completely different era of my life. So I'm going to encourage you to take time on this and don't pick things that are just sound good things. Don't just put new car, new house. I want you to think of the feeling that you want to have. So we're going to dive into this. And we're going to start by you doing a couple of exercises. Now, what does your dream life look like? I want to see the comments, so I have my glasses on. Sorry if the ring light is making me look crazy. What does your dream life look like? Do you want to be loved? Do you want to have a healthier marriage? Do you want to be closer to your children? Do you want to have zero debt? Do you want to have a physique that's different? Do you want to live a healthier life? Do you want to lose some weight? Do you want to have friends? Do you want to travel more? Like, what are the things that you desire in your dream life? And I want to tell you guys right up front, this has nothing to do with quantum physics. When I say the word manifest, I don't want you to think, oh, she's doing some woo-woo stuff. I manifest everything I want every single day because thoughts are things and thoughts have power. Thoughts have energy that create a neural pathway in your brain to where what you want wants you. You can pray to the Lord every day to bless your business and pray to the Lord every day to help you with your finances. But if you mentally don't believe you're worth it, you don't take action, you don't do the right activity to actually become the person that would have $10,000 in your account, it's never coming. Because you and the person that you become is the most important part of this. So who needs to do a dream board? Everybody needs to do a dream board. Some of these guys will be like, oh my gosh, that's such a weird thing. And I remember in 1996, Dave and I were in a bankruptcy. I was cutting hair all day, teaching dance every night. Dave was going to ride a bull every Saturday and Sunday for day money. We did craft shows in the park of any big festival we could find. We were flipping furniture. We had a furniture business and a wholesale company where we would drive to Longview, Texas, fill a horse trailer with blanket wrapped oak reproductions, triple hutches, curved curio cabinets, welcome benches, toy boxes. And we would pull up to furniture stores and we would sell it for $200 and they would sell it for $1,000, right? So it was a really good wholesale business, but we would keep about 10 to 20% of the wholesale. So Dave and I would set a goal and we would get on the road. We would drive to Longview, Texas. We would fill the trailer, write the check. This is back when you could do that. Write the check and sell the whole trailer on our way back to Kansas for 20%. So if we had $20,000 in furniture, we could make $4,000 in commission. But if we didn't get every piece of it sold, we could have a check that we couldn't cover, or just enough to cover the check and no income for us. Now, you might say that's crazy, but let me tell you, when I would write it down, we will make $4,000 in the next 2 days. We would make $4,000 in the next 2 days. And sometimes they would place an order for a whole trailer full. It's fear that keeps you stuck. Fear that keeps you stuck. False evidence appearing real. So these neural pathways in our brain, we hold on to a visual where we know that this is the life that we're creating, and then we act as if it's already done. So who needs to do it? Everybody needs to do it. And the vision that you hold helps you stay anchored in the action that you need to take. So if you have no problems in your life, you have all the money in the world, you don't have anything that you're dreaming of, maybe you don't need any health changes, your marriage is perfect, your bank account is padded, your grandkids are set, you don't have to worry about a legacy you're building or a college fund. This is probably not for you. You should not watch this vision board training because you're going to be bored. You already have all the things you want, or you're going to say, she's absolutely right. But the universe doesn't just respond to you and give you something that you pull out of the air. It responds to your energy, because energy is everything, and everything is energy. And the process is that if you want to get your master's degree and you're thinking about, I want to get my master's degree, but I don't really know if I can discipline myself that much. By the way, my word for the year is discipline, and I'm so disciplined. I'm so proud of myself already. I started 5 days before the new year. I want you to pick something that you're going to be anchored in. But let's face it, if you say, I want to get my master's degree in education, the next thing you know, you get on an airplane, you're sitting by someone that's got their master's degree in education. You go to the grocery store and you run into someone that you've always looked up to that has their master's degree in education. You go to the gas station and who's there pumping gas right next to you? Like, it's everywhere. And I want to tell you guys something. It's already everywhere. You don't notice the opportunity, the mentor, the prospect, the next top leader that's going to join your sales force, because you are not visualizing yourself in the right place at the right time. And you say, oh, luck does have a lot to do with that. It's not luck, guys. It's proven that when you focus on something and you pray with discernment, ask and you will, you seek and you will find, ask and it will be given, knock and the door will open. It's biblical, but most people don't ask, they don't seek, so they don't find and they don't get. And then they hate everybody that does get it because those things never happen for them. So if you have 11 million thoughts, this is science. This is where I'm going to prove to you, this is not woo-woo, 11 million thoughts per minute that come to your brain. 11 million. Can you even imagine? That's everything your senses are picking up on. You can only process 50. You can only process 50 thoughts a minute. Now, I think my brain does like 350, but I know I'm not normal. 11 million thoughts per second. Only 50 process. I thought it was minute, but I'm looking at my notes. It's second. Your subconscious provides consciousness with what it needs, compressing everything, conforming it to a thought. If not, if you had 11 million in there, you would be in an insanity asylum. You literally would. So the cut-throughs is this system in your brain. It's called the RAS. If you don't believe me, go look this up. I know that's a big word for Barb. Reticular Activator System. Now, when Dave first had me read the book Psycho-Cybernetics in 1996, I was like, does he think I'm psycho? When my mentor said, you need to read The Magic of Believing in 1997, I was like, is this going to go against my beliefs and my faith? Like, I'm a skeptic, right? Do we have any skeptics on here? But let me tell you, I have the proof. I have saved every board I've ever made. Many of you go watch my vision board training from last year. I brought them all out, all the way back to land in the country. We didn't have a swimming pool. I hadn't authored a book. I never had an Escalade. Like, all the things that I ever put on my vision board, I would get. And if you want to test this, test it. And let's talk on December 31st, because your reticular activator system is going to tag the things that you desire to feel because of the feeling that you have when you see them. It's called value tagging. So your brain tags. I'm going to give you another example. My youngest daughter is pregnant. Callie is pregnant. Everything that she thinks, it's a magnificent obsession. Everything she sees, everything she thinks, everything she hears, like, it's everywhere. I'm sure every time she walks into Target, she sees a cute little pregnant person, right? I'm sure everywhere she looks, there's something about a baby, because her RAS is locked in on one thing right now. I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to be an amazing mom. I'm going to have a beautiful, healthy baby. It's the only thing she's thinking about. It's the most important. It's value tagged, and it keeps popping up. Now, I'm sure there was pregnant people all around her before, and I'm sure all this information on the internet was right there, but she didn't actually see it all the time or run into people or have conversations because it wasn't in her RAS. This is life-changing, you guys, because there's opportunities all around you. There's mentors all around you. There's prospects all around you. There's the next best real estate opportunity is right in front of your eyes. The next best stock that you should invest in, or whatever you do. That's not my game. I do love real estate, but if you're into day trading, or you're into collecting coins or baseball cards or whatever it is, try this on anything you have that you love. When you put it on your vision board, it will show up everywhere. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, I knew I wanted a red Escalade. Now everybody has one. No, they were always all around you. You just didn't see them because you had 11 million coming at you and your brain could only process 50. So it was right there. We look, but we don't see, right? It's right there. All you got to do is reach for it. So I got to stay on track here. It's not the thing that you put on the board. It's the person that you become because of the feeling. And if you've been stuck, and this might hurt your feelings, you know, a great coach tells you what you need to hear. A soft coach tells you what you want to hear. If you're stuck and you keep getting things that you don't want, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, change what you see and visualize every day. New environment, new friends, new YouTube channels, different TV, new book that you read. Go dream building. Not because it's convenient, because it's vital for your success. Last night, I was up with a baby all night. She literally fell asleep at 6 a.m. If you think for 1 minute I was going to make an excuse to not do this training, you're crazy. I got my little tired butt up off the couch the minute she fell asleep. I did my hair. I did my makeup. I listened to my good stuff. I did my morning routine. I got in my massage chair. I did my stretching. I mixed up my rise. Actually, I got my water. I don't even have my rise in here yet. I need to mix it. I don't want you guys to think I'm just on here mixing my rise because I want you to feel bad if you don't have it. But if I don't have it, I can't think straight. I did my morning routine just like I always would, because my word is discipline. And what I'm attracting on that vision board is the fastest growing company in our space. What I'm attracting on that vision board is the most amazing humans that want to build a brand and want to make millions of dollars, and not feeling bad about saying that. There are a lot of people that want to make millions of dollars. They just don't think they can. And I'm the girl that's going to say, you can if you will. Most people won't. There is no reason that you stay stuck financially, except you don't do the right things long enough consistently. So today I'm going to help you with the 5 things. I got to mix my rice so I can stay on track. The 5 things that you're going to do to manifest your dreams in 2026. And it starts like this. You got to start collecting visuals of the way that you want to feel. Now, this doesn't mean just go find a new Mercedes. It's not the Mercedes, guys. It's the way you feel. If that's your goal, it's not the car that you want. The car is metal. It's the feeling that you have when you put the top down and you're driving around the lake and the wind is blowing in your hair. It's the feeling that will give you the Mercedes, not the wish that you want a Mercedes. The difference in things that are dreams and things that are wishes, dreams are anchored in a feeling and an emotion that you desire to have. So your dream board, your vision board, if you will, should be everything that explains the person that you want to become in 2026. Visually focusing in, it's so powerful. And it puts an emotion in action that activates your reticular activator system. And then you start to see things and you see yourself in the picture. If you don't have yourself in the pictures on your vision board, create an AI picture with you in the picture. Go stand in front of the house. Go stand in front of the car. Tomorrow, Sunday, I booked 3 tours of acreages near my children. It's not convenient. It's a 4.5-hour drive. The locations are an hour apart. And I'm going to drive all that way with a little baby by myself in a car seat to go and meet Chance and Callie and Darian and Lola. But I'm going because if I don't go look, take the picture, get the feeling with my children in the picture, I won't get it. Another year will pass. I'll be living in the same place. I'll get all my work done. I'll travel around the world. I'll build a massive company. I'll impact thousands of people's lives. And guess who won't? Guess who won't get what they want? I won't, because I didn't do the most important step. I can help everybody in the world achieve their dreams and goals, but you got to put your mask on. You got to put your mask on. What do you want? And that might take drawing some lines and some boundaries to say, nope, sorry, I can't go bowling tonight because I'm getting what's on my dream board. Nope, sorry, I canceled the Amazon account because I'm paying off debts. You guys won't believe this, but I took all my cards off Amazon and Walmart delivery because I'm starting a recovery center. I'm building a venue. I'm going to get the land. I am going to create the place. I am going to attract the right mentors and coaches and preachers and teachers and recovering addicts. There are going to be volunteers. There are going to be families coming from all over the nation. And I'm going to do it for free. And that's going to take a ton of money. But money's everywhere. It's just paper. It's as valuable as this empty package. It's paper that we put value on. And that paper flows to you based on the value that you bring to the marketplace and the feeling that you had before you had it. So if you want things to get better, you got to get better. And you've got to do these steps. So the vision board, 5 things. First thing you're going to do is you're going to collect all the pictures. I wrote this down. You got to dream first. We covered that. What do you want your life to look like? If you look back here on my board, I have it all written out. It's like a great big statement board. I don't know if you can see it. It's in my messy office, but it has written out a sentence. It feels so good to live near my children. I don't care if I live in a Shoust for the first 2 years. I can take my motorhome and park it on the land. I don't need a mansion. I can make any place home if I'm surrounded by the people that I love. But the current situation, one is 15 hours away, one is 4.5 hours away. It ain't cool. I spend a lot of my time traveling in between all the stuff I'm doing on the daily. So if I want things to get better, I've got to get better. I've got to be disciplined. I've got to be focused. I've got to have a magnificent obsession. Now, I do a lot of things and I have multiple streams of income. But let me tell you, when I wrote down the word discipline, it said, put all your focus on the main thing, not all the things, the main thing. For me, frequency is the main thing. So guess what? We had a conversation yesterday. Let's get rid of the retail store. We had a conversation yesterday. Let's not do all the Airbnbs. We haven't been to the lake house, to the Airbnbs since October. I don't need people calling me all hours of the day, checking in and out of an Airbnb. I need to be all in. Even if one makes 120,000 a year and the others can make 10,000 a month, it doesn't matter because I'm laser focused on the main thing. There are a lot of opportunities out there where you can make money. And there are a lot of things that might feed your ego and make you feel good. You know, I used to want to be the leader of the Christmas parade every year. I wanted to win the Christmas parade. I thought I had to take every little girl to every dance competition and help them raise the funding. And then one day, I made a decision. I don't know why my live video just ended on Instagram, but it did. So if you were watching on Instagram, you better jump over to Facebook because we have part 1 and then it just ended. So give me 1 minute. All of you can take a quick break and I am going to fix this. I'm going to restart it if I can. Okay, so we cut the fat and we said, let's get focused in on what really matters, not all the sound good things. Now, how many of you have a lot of things that are sound good things, but they're not really the most important thing? Anybody? Anybody need some discipline in their life in order to get the things on their dream board? What type of a person would you have to become to get those things? Tell me, what kind of a person would you have to become to get the things that you want on your dream board? Because we got to be honest with each other here now. We're dreaming. We have all of these things that we want. Now, what are we going to have to do to become the person that has those things? So we collect. Number 2, we collect the visual photos. Now, you can do this with AI. You can do this on Pinterest. I love Pinterest. Does anybody on here have a Pinterest board? You have to learn to make yourself see these things every day, over and over and over again. The more times you see them, the more your reticular activator system will say, hey, that is the program for the computer that we're going to get the exact result that we desire. So step number 1, you've got a dream. You've got to define your dream and get a burning desire for its achievement. Then step number 2, you're going to collect all the visuals, right? Collect all the visuals. You got to go dream building. I started to tell you, even though I was up all night, even though I'm tired, even though it's not convenient, I'm driving tomorrow to go look and see and touch and feel and smell and step on the ground and take the photo. Because the photo of me with that feeling has to be everywhere every single day. It reminds me of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And you need it too. If you don't have the visual and you don't collect the pictures, I will promise you, you will not stay on track. You absolutely will not stay on track. It's humanly impossible to stay on track and do all the right things long enough consistently when you have distractions every single day that are trying to stop you. People will say it's spiritual warfare. It definitely is. People will say, well, you know, that's just the laws of the universe. In life, things have a tendency to not happen. It is up to us to make things happen. It's up to us to make things happen. Write that down. In life, things have a tendency to not happen. It's up to us to make them happen. And in order for you to live a life that's extraordinary, and you're an ordinary person, you're going to have to do a little extra. And the extra, the real work, guys, it's 99% mental and it's 1% sweat equity. And I'm a workaholic. So let me tell you, I love my work It's what I do every day, all day long. But mentally, I'm on point every single day. So, number 2, you're going to collect all the visual items. Number 3, you're going to dump them all somewhere. Pinterest board, a folder, a Google Doc. I heard that you can make a Google slide if you just go to slides.new. I've never done this before, but someone was telling me yesterday that if you do, you can make all the photo slides and then you can just put them on a board. Canva has a lot of templates. I'm not that good at Canva, but you need to dump all of them somewhere. And then throughout the year, you're going to fix and refine these things. So for instance, in 1996, Dave's goal, his vision board, had him at the National Finals Rodeo behind the chutes, strapping his hand to a 2,000-pound bovine, making money. And during that year, we were in Omaha, Nebraska, and I had a double stroller with 2 babies, and I had one on the way in 97. I believe that's when the dream board changed. And I remember Dave said he was thinking about the dream board, and he was thinking about being a world champion bull rider. And he looked up in the stands and he could see me holding an infant, and Brooklyn was standing next to me. And he said that very day, as my dad was tying my hand to the bull, his dad was putting the rosin and getting it all warmed up, and then you have someone else pull your rope. He said he looked up and he said, I don't like that feeling. And even though everyone said, wait a minute, you're going to quit? Even though everyone said, but Dave, you're so good. You ride 80% of the bulls that you're getting on. Dave's vision board changed because of the feeling. I want you to ask yourself, what is the feeling that you want? Because the feeling that's attached to the pictures is why you're going to get what you want. Your dreams are going to change. When I look back at that book where Dave drew out his dreams in 1997, that dream changed. Didn't mean that you failed. It meant that you changed. And I remember Dave sitting down with our mentor and saying, Kevin, I don't know what to do. I'm making all this money in this direct sales company. I have 2 babies. I have one on the way, but I have these other things that I want to do. Like I love to golf and I love to ride bulls, and we make great money when we sell this oak furniture, and Barb loves to teach dance, and she's good at doing hair and all the things. And I remember him telling Dave, and they always talked about Star Wars, which I'm not a Star Wars nut, but it was about focus. Some of you probably know the quote. You have to focus. If you don't focus on what you want, you will always be stuck. And Dave and I sat down together and we created our vision board, and we committed. We made a commitment. Next Zoom that I'm on, from now until 2 p.m., we're co-creating the life of their dreams with our affiliates. And this little vision board is just the tip of the iceberg of the daily activities that you need to do to really manifest the life of your dreams. Now, I believe you have to journal. And I created my own, I ghost wrote it. I don't even need the credit for it. It's amazing. It's a productivity journal that keeps me on track every single day. And if you don't have one, you should get one. You can get them at pitcockmarketing.com. If you're in Frequence, you see them right on the website. If you don't have something to keep you on track, you're like a ship without a rudder. Nothing is going to happen by osmosis. Success isn't going to attack any of you. And 2026 is going to come and go, and you're going to be like, dang, I wish we lived closer to the kids. Oh my goodness, one of these days we should start saving. I can't believe my whole house is so cluttered and I never get it cleaned up. I've been wanting to get rid of this 30 pounds, but it's still hanging around like a bag of dog food I'm carrying. My back hurts. I want to eat healthier. Maybe we should get a gym membership. No, see, you don't need those things. Those are just a wish list. What you needs you. And when you decide that you're going to have them, and you define the dream with a burning desire, you can't stop thinking about it. It'll be big enough to make you jump out of bed in the morning and make you go all day long. But it's also got to be small enough that you can actually see it happening. Funny story, 2 years ago, I took this dream board and I threw it in the dumpster. I was so irritated. Everything I wanted was not happening because everything I wanted was dependent on other people. Quit expecting you in other people. Quit waiting for your spouse to be on board or your kids to get their lives right or your grandkids or your niece or your nephew or your mom to come around. Quit waiting on other people. Your time is ticking. And one day it's going to be gone. And you're either going to say, I have no regrets, I did it all, or you're going to be like, dang, if those people would have cooperated, well, if they would have been fair, that wasn't right what they did. Forget about everyone else. This is about you. 2026 is about me defining my dreams and goals with a burning desire for their achievement. And I'm not waiting on anyone else. Can I get an amen? How many of you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're going to co-create the life of your dreams with or without anyone else doing the work? Let me tell you, when we started Frequence, all the people that I had built a business with for 30 years had already gone on to a different opportunity because I was in the deep. I was in the deep. My health was terrible. My mother-in-law was dying. My daughter died and survived a fentanyl overdose. Dave and I were in between with no income coming in because we had walked away from millions of dollars because it was not in alignment with what was on our vision board. See, I didn't say the money's great, so I'm going to wake up and argue with people every day. Oh, heck no. That makes people get sick and die of cancer. I didn't say, well, this money is secure. I hate what I'm doing, but I'm going to go ahead and take the money. No, because you can't live a life of abundance if you hate what you're doing. You've got to get the visual picture of what you love, cut it out, put it in front of you with a statement that says, I love my life. It feels so good to wake up here, go there, wear this, do that, be front row at every concert I want to go watch my grandkids at their sporting events, pay for a college, help them get their first car, whatever it is, you need to attach an emotion to that in a picture. And I think I've pounded on that enough. So you dump the photos and then you're going to refine the dreams and goals as the year goes on. And lastly, you have to practice it. You have to look at it every single day and you have to see yourself in the picture, beginning with the end in mind. Your mindset is everything, guys. Your mindset is everything. The way you feel when you look at the pictures is why you're going to have everything on that dream board. So you got to journal every day. That's why I wrote the productivity planner. It helps you put down 50 things you want. It helps you map out your week. And I only do 90 days at a time because I can have my keystone goal, but I am a 90-day run girl. And I'm so frustrated right now. My husband told me a couple of days ago, he goes, Barb, you need to quit thinking how you're going to live close to Callie by the time this baby is born. And you need to say within the next couple of years, we're all going to live close together. And when I feel that in the next 90 days, maybe the right thing will line up. I bet I've looked at 100 places. I spend my nights falling asleep on Zillow. Nothing hits. But it could be because I don't have the visual picture of me standing on the land with the kids on the board every day. You know what my visual picture is? They're too far away. I miss them. I need to be there with Rosie on the daily. I wish things were different. That's my daily thought. So guess what I keep getting? I wish things were different. So you got to look at this more frequently than you've ever looked at and get clear about the feeling. Take a few moments every morning looking at the picture, feeling that feeling of joy and happiness and love and comfort. Or maybe for you, it's security because you have all your debts paid and you have money sitting. Maybe it's feeling appreciated because you set some boundaries and you quit hanging out with people that make you feel like crap. How do you want to feel? Write down on a piece of paper 3 to 5 core feelings that you want to feel. Contribution is big for me. It has to be fun. I am not a sit around homebody chill person. I want to go live a life that I've always dreamed of and do things that people will be like, she's crazy. Because I can, and I will, and I'm going to. Don't ask for permission. Stop waiting for everyone else to get in line and you be the leader. Hunt for the feelings, not the things. Hunt for the feelings that you want, not the things. And quarterly, that's why my productivity planner is 90 days. 90 days. Quarterly, you set goals to make these things happen. So you got to have a vision and you got to look at it every day and you got to take massive and immediate action. Rewiring your brain, that RAS gets rewired and it says, Barb deserves this. Barb is worthy of this. Barb lives near her children and grandchildren. They are a very close, healthy, happy family. She doesn't have to drive 4 hours to the airport and she doesn't have to fly 3 hours on 2 flights to get there. It's all right there. How do I attract that? I get the picture. Images are more important than a list. Digital, AI, oh, we're so spoiled today. I used to have to go find somebody's Q45 Infiniti parked in a parking lot. This is before they had alarms if you touched them. I had to go lay on the hood like Tawny Katan in that old music video and have my husband take a picture with a little, what was it called? 35 millimeter. And then we would take it to 1 hour photo and we would wait to get the picture and see if it turned out good. That's the kind of stuff I did just to get myself in the picture. 90 days from taking that picture with the Q45 Infiniti. Keep in mind, my car was repossessed. We were bankrupt. Our name was in the paper. We were bouncing checks for baby formula. 90 days, guys. I went to an Infiniti dealership with a letter from my company that said, we want to pay for your car. We claim you for life. We appreciate you. Pick the car of your dreams. We'll make the payment. And I want to tell you something. I did the meetings when I didn't want to do the meetings. I drove the miles when I hated it. I left my kids when they were hanging on my leg crying, Mommy, please don't leave, because the dream was so big and the passion was so powerful. I knew that I was meant for more. I didn't have to be a beautician that was married to a bull rider that was bouncing checks. I didn't have to be the little girl in the small town that never made anything of herself. I knew I was meant for more. And the day that I met Les Brown, and I got clear on this, and I got this verse that I've held strong every year, no matter what you're going through. For I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. If I were to ever get a tattoo, it would be Jeremiah 29:11. It is my rock. I want you guys to know that you can have and be and do anything you dream of. It's not against my faith to believe that there is a scientific proven promise that if I visualize something, a man without vision will perish. It says that in the Bible. And if I look at it every day and I see it and I feel it and I believe it and I seek it, I will conceive it. I will have it. And most people won't do this step. It was corny. In 1996, we were carrying around a scrapbook. It was corny. There was nothing digital on our phones. We didn't even have cell phones. We were walking around with a picture in a scrapbook and a picture book. It would be like a little grandma's brag book, but we had it everywhere we went. Before every meeting, before every phone call, before every presentation, I would look and visualize the person I wanted to become. And for 30 straight years, I've been doing it. There is no way this little small town girl that was a bankrupt beautician, married to a busted up bull rider that was an introvert, afraid of people, could have ever become authors, traveled the world, have a company exploding in 15 countries, paid off debts, given to nonprofits, been able to allow our children to choose the college of their choice or open businesses that they dreamed of, take our grandkids. The other day, Lola and I were getting on a flight on Christmas morning at 6 a.m. because Chance had to get the girls back to Arizona on Christmas Day. Santa came to Arizona and their brothers are there. And so at 6 a.m., the girl at the airport said, "Is this your first time flying?" And Lola looked at her kind of crazy. I was waiting on her to say, "We fly every week." But that little girl probably has more frequent flyer miles than most 70-year-olds because she can. There is nothing wrong with you having money. I want you to hear this. Money gives you options to give to the nonprofit, to be with the people you love. You don't need to be away from your family on Christmas. There's always a flight. There's always a way that you can make it happen. Lack of money and lack of time keeps people stuck. And then the time runs out and they don't have the person they love anymore. And they're sitting there. Why are tears running down my face? I'm not crying. I promise. That had to be an angel kiss. The time runs out and you're either going to say, we did everything, or you're going to say, I regret that I didn't take action. It is the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And when Dave and I talk about how we raised our kids or his mom, he always says, like, I have no regrets. We took her on every trip, every cruise. She wanted to go to Macy's in New York. By God, we went. She wanted to get shoes. We bought a ton of them. She wanted to go to Mall of America in Minnesota. We were there. She wanted to go to Nashville Opryland Hotel. We went 3 times. She wanted to meet Barry Manilow. Dave got her and her sister a VIP ticket, flew those 2 old ladies to Las Vegas. They got on a little train. They went to all the casinos and shopped. And right there they were with Barry Manilow. And you know, right before that, Dave and I were at the Super Bowl. We were top leaders in our company, and they took us to the Super Bowl. The previous owner was an NFL player holding up Vince Lombardi in all the pictures. I'm not going to name drop, but he had us on the 50-yard line. It was Tom Brady's big debut. We were in New Orleans. It was right after 9/11. And I remember us doing dream boards in January about Barry Manilow. You guys aren't going to believe me when I tell you this. But Cindy's dream was Barry Manilow. And Dave and I got there to New Orleans. She was keeping all 3 kids. God rest her soul. I have had chances a little bit this week. And I don't know how Dave's mom ever kept 3 kids within 4 years of age. And we traveled the world and did the things we did. But our moms were so amazing grandmas. But we got to New Orleans. And because of 9/11, they took all of our cameras. You either had to walk back to the car or just dump your camera. Like, you should have saw me. I brought the long lens and everything. No cameras allowed because of 9/11. And we get in the elevator. I kid you not. In our hotel, there is Barry Manilow in the elevator. And I remember my best friend in the world at the time and the owner of our company at that time, she passed on since, but she said, could Barb get your autograph for her mother-in-law? And he signed an autograph and she gave it to me. She was like, it's on your dream board. She didn't care about Barry Manilow. But Dave's mom, I remember, it was the most amazing gift ever, right? Because she had written on her vision board, meet Barry Manilow. It's crazy. I know you guys are going to get off here and be like, that lady's crazy. But I want you to just, if you're skeptical, try it. Put everything you want on a board. Not just stuff, pictures that have feeling. Look for pictures that make you feel a certain way. So when I look at this, I don't think some rich person in a tour bus. I think memories with my grandkids. Oh my gosh. I could take them all. At the time I bought it, it's because Callie was living in Spain and we had a dog that couldn't breathe. We were taking care of Kilo. And if I'm really being honest, I was like, if we just have this motorhome, we can take Kilo anywhere we need to go. We had this road tour happening. And I was like, I'll be a good grand dog mom. And I'll have the dog safe and I can still keep all my plans and Dave will drive. Well, didn't quite pan out that way. Now they're back from Spain. Thank goodness. And different dreams on the board, but you can change your dreams. You can change your dreams. You got to get in motion and you got to get emotional about it. You want to go on a cruise? You want to take all your grandkids to Disney? Here's how simple it is. Call a Disney Vacation 800 number and ask them what it would cost. Ask them to send you an email with the exact room and the exact packages. Tomorrow is my little grandson's birthday. Knox is turning 9. He loves Jurassic World. In fact, for his birthday, you should just go follow his YouTube channel because he loves dinosaurs and he plays with dinosaurs and he makes videos of them. And it's Alien Pug VR or something. Anyway, He makes videos with his dinosaurs. He got a green screen for Christmas. He loves dinosaurs. And we've been on a few Disney trips, but it never worked out that they could go. And I've always wanted to take him. One of my dreams on my dream board was just take Knox to Universal, to Jurassic World. And so even though I'm not there, him and his brother and his mom are going tomorrow to Universal with a VIP pass for their meals, behind the scenes, the filming, everything, so that he can experience Jurassic World. Now, remember, my alignment is contribution. It's not about me, me, me. It's about what can I do to make other people feel happiness, joy, love, dreams come true. I've made a ton of money. I am not trying to do things that are just me, me, me. I want to impact people. One day that little boy is going to say, my grandma sent me on a trip with my brother to Jurassic World, and it was the best day of my life. It was the best birthday ever. No different than next month when we get on the cruise ship and Lola and Rose are there and they've never been on a cruise ship, and they're going to say, that was the best trip ever. It's funny what drives us. We're all very different. But for me, I get so much joy from serving and loving and making other people feel happy. It is just part of who I am. Make sure that your dreams and goals are in alignment with who you are. You might be married to someone or dating someone or have children that have completely different dreams. They might not like the business you do. You might be into art and they can't stand it. You might love to go to antique stores and collect antiques and they don't want to do it. My husband loves the outdoors and wilderness and animals, and he used to be an avid hunter. I love that that's his dream and that he loves that. It doesn't mean that I have to want to go do it, but I want to be supportive of everyone else's dreams and what they love. Whether it was becoming a state track champ, whether it was becoming a state wrestling champ, whether it was playing K-State football or making the K-State cheer team or anything that it ever was with our kids, it always started with a visual board. And then the visual board of the person that they would become created the action to get the result. And the reticular activator system said every day, you are a champion. You are a top money earner in your company. You are healthy, happy, and loved. You are engaged. You are pregnant. You are debt-free. Whatever your dreams are, you have to begin with the end in mind, anchoring that visual with a picture that makes you feel a certain way every single day. And I'll tell you, there was never a state champ for many, many years in Russell High School. And when Dave Pitcock became the kids club wrestling coach, they did visualization every single day. Go look this up. Go look this up. I was the one that wrote the state champ's name in calligraphy all around the room for years and years and years. And Dave Pitcock's name was on that wall. And Chance would see it all the time. Well, that year, I think it was 2006, Dave volunteered to be a coach. And he didn't just put him in the room and turn up the heat and make him run. He didn't just teach him to get the takedown. He didn't just teach him the chicken wing that would make every little kid cry. He taught them to lay on the mat, close their eyes, and see the ref raising their hand, beating their opponent, and advancing on and on and on. That year, we took 13 kids to state. First time it had ever happened. We had six state champions. Unbelievable, they say. Little small town. No, it's not. It's science. It's the RAS. It's your reticular activator system, seeing yourself becoming the person that achieves that life, that dream, that goal that you've always dreamt of. If you don't have what you want, please do this exercise. Create a simple poster board that you look at every single day, and watch your tongue, because visualization and your tongue, the power of the tongue, I'm telling you, it will make or break you. You can't be talking smack on people and think you're going to become abundant. You'll stay low like people that talk smack. You can't be saying, oh, I'm never going to get that. Nothing ever happens for me. Nobody wants to sign up in my business. I don't have any customers. Our team sucks, or whatever you're saying, and think you're going to be a winner. It's not happening. That's an oxymoron, right? You have to say things that don't even have any truth to them and trick your brain, trick that RAS system into believing so that you can have and be and do anything you desire. I hope that you guys will take those 5 steps and put them to action. Spend some time. If your spouse will do it with you, great. If not, do it without them. If your kids want to do it with you, great. If not, do it without them. Then you'll be the one that sets the tone. You'll be the one that co-creates the energy. Don't wait on anybody else. Everyone else has their own dreams and goals. Let them stay stuck, or let them do whatever they want to do that maybe you don't think is the right thing to be doing, but you be the one that takes massive and immediate action. I'm telling you, you'll be happier, you'll be healthier, you'll sleep better, and you're going to feel better than you've ever felt. So it was 5 steps. Somebody said, what are the steps? I wrote them down. So the first thing you're going to do is define your dream with a burning desire for its achievement. What is it really? Then you're going to collect all the photos. You're going to collect all the photos that have a certain feeling attached to them. Number 3, you're going to dump them all somewhere. Pinterest, an AI thing, print them out. Maybe you want to use Canva. I don't know what program you want to use. Just send them to Walgreens and go pick them up at the photo counter. But you got to dump them all somewhere. And then you're going to put them on a board that you can refine. Every picture should have an emotion attached to it. It makes you feel a certain way. If it doesn't, it's not the right picture. It's a sound good thing. And then lastly, look at it every single day. Visualize it. Journal. That's why I love my productivity planner, and I think everyone should use it, but I'm not going to tell you what you got to do. Journal every day. Write things as if they've already happened. It feels so good to be moving into my dream home. It feels so good to live near my kids. It feels so good to be debt-free. It feels so good to have a company that's exploding. All the things. Look at it every day. Say it every day, and you will have the best year you've ever had. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this training. If you got something out of it, please hit the share button and drop in the comments and tell me, what is your word for the year and what will you manifest in 2026? I can't wait to hear. Love you guys. Happy New Year.